Martian with his laptop?
Well, on December 7th, 2005, as we discussed in Ramadi, we had that terrible IED strike. That was right here. This is where the 5 Marines had the traumatic leg amputations and the 1 Marine was killed. We wanted to respond to that, but we didn't want to, raise houses. Again, we avoided an Abu Ghraib, which allowed us to win later. But man, that is tough to lead Marines through. So you need to do something to show them that you're addressing this in an aggressive, like masculine manner. Again, Marines, we're not the Air Force, right? Well, what we did was we did a sweep on December 22nd of all of these houses right here. And we would photograph every single person's face. We had this thing where we brought a whiteboard and they would write their name, and this became our census. So using those faces on December 22nd, the first 3 months of the next year, the last half of our deployment, we would go to all these other houses and show them the other faces and say, if we had been there longer, or if we had developed the tactic sooner, it would have. But I'll give you a quick example of what it led to, if you want.
Yes.
Towards the end of the deployment, Lieutenant Mujica had a guy who was in these houses just on the other side of Michigan, and his name was Anwar. Anwar was a kidnapper. He would drive through the neighborhoods, this neighborhood here, and kidnap people.
And what was the date on that?
This was probably the first time it happened was January 15th, 06. Anwar kidnaps a guy. Well, Mujica runs into the man's father, purely by chance. The guy says, my son's been kidnapped. What happened? They end up, over the course of a week, becoming very close associates because Mujica's volunteering. This is one of our few inroads into the community, so he's seizing it. And we end up pressuring the kidnappers by we posted their picture around the neighborhood. We know you're here. We had no idea where they were, but they gave up the kid. So it goes down as a U.S. victory, almost completely by chance, except for the fact that Mujica fully committed himself, right? So now we know Anwar lives here, and we start hunting him over the course of about 2 months. He would rarely go to the house, so we would watch from our roof. It was just coincidentally right across the street. We go into his house one night, and we roll up his brother, and we say to his brother, where's your brother? Where's Anwar? Well, the guy tells us he lives in these Russian apartments over here. These were right outside the gate. And I'll spare you some of the details, but based on all the face charts we had of all these people, we literally said to this guy, oh yeah? Who's he staying with? His girlfriend. How old's the girlfriend? About 20s. Is she fat or thin? Oh, like this. What floor does he live in? 2nd floor. So knowing that in one of these 12 buildings, we were looking for a chubby 25-year-old girl on the 2nd floor. Watson, I call him on the radio in the CP, he starts cycling through all the buildings. He comes up to the exact building. We, on the fly, change the objective, go over here. Anwar wasn't there, but we got the girlfriend. I mean, not detained her, but we found this woman based on this little census that we had built. When we left, all that info probably went down the shit can. Not because 3-8 wasn't talented, this just happens every time. We need to find a better way, and it's very 4th generation imperative to document this info